So, dear students, good evening, all of you. Uh, as discussed earlier, today I'm going to start with this SAP ABAP operators. Okay, earlier we discussed on the various things related to this ABAP. See, we are now slowly moving ahead. Earlier we discussed on the data types. Please revise the different data types which are supported by your SAP ABAP. Then we discussed on the various literals, constants, even syntax, okay, how it is followed by your ABAP. Then also we discussed on your ABAP editor. Now let us see today about the operators. See, the operators which are you have been studied in other programming languages like C programming, C++. On the similar line, the various operators are available for this ABAP also. Okay, so let me share the screen and just confirm anyone if screen is visible and even I am audible clearly. Okay, let me share, then please give me the confirmation. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let us take point by point the details. Okay, I'll start with here. See that we're going to talk about these ABAP operators. So in ABAP also, I already said okay, as like other languages, it also supports very rich set of the operators. So, and they have been classified into the categories like arithmetic operators, comparison operator, bitwise, and your character string operator. So these are the first four categories of your these operators. Okay, please remember these are the four categories of your operator supported by your ABAP. But at the same time, if you see carefully these operators like arithmetic, comparison, bitwise, and character string, you will find almost similar kind of operators. You may be disconnected just a minute. Uh, Similar kind of operators are available in your other programming languages too. Okay, so if you have uh, okay, if you have your knowledge of these other programming operators like arithmetic, comparison means what, a relational operators, but here the word is taken comparison, bitwise operator, and character string. Bitwise like logical operators which we studied in other programming, like in C we studied about and or not, like that. Okay, and then again in that case the comparison operators that have been said, they are the relational operators, and character string operators are again related to the string handling or manipulation, where in other programming language like in C programming, what we did, we have been studied various predefined, or I can say the various standard functions, library functions are available to handle the string, where you might be studied about to find out the length of the string. We generally were using their strlen kind of function. To copy the string, we were using strcpy kind of function. Okay, but here they have been given a specific operator, so handling the string is quite simple in your this ABAP programming. Okay, somebody please mute. Hello, we are getting a noise over there. Please mute. Yeah. Haridwar, who's there? Harshvardhan Hivle, please mute. Okay, thank you. So let us start with the one by one these particular sets. Let us start with first your these operators, that is arithmetic operators. See that arithmetic operators, we know that generally we use them to do the mathematical operations. Okay, and they are the part of the algebra. Very easy. Okay, we know that they are used in your mathematical expressions. Now, when I'm saying expression, please understand when we write a plus b, okay, this become a complete expression where you know very well a is known as a and b are known as your operators, and plus is your operand. Is it correct what I'm saying? Let me check. See, a and b are operands and plus is an operator there. Please remember this one. Okay, see, then it's very important. Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. So in this case, see that we have been taken suppose to value, all of you see this, huh? A holds 20 and b holds 40. See, please remember in ABAP we never say like this, a value 20 is assigned to a or value 40 is assigned to b. In ABAP generally the word is used as a hold. Okay, the word is what, hold. So hold means what? We are assigning the value to it. Okay, later on I'll show in coding also how it works there. Okay, so there is no any assignment kind of operator which we have been used in C or C++ programming. Okay, generally they were using that operator for what? To assign the any value. Okay, suppose the same thing I want to represent in C language. It was written like this in C, just in this way. See that how a holds or a is containing the value 20 like this. We were using this operator that is known as assignment operator in your C programming. Okay, but here we are not going to use like this. Our method is completely different in this scenario. Okay, see that then in this case, let us see the first addition operator, which used to do the adds the values on either side of the operator, means on given sides, means just like here a plus b. When I'll do a plus b, I'll get the result of 20 plus 40 as a 60 directly. Okay, see, these are very simple, I know that, but let us revise them as a part of our discussion. See, then subtraction again. Okay, it do see how the subtraction is happened. So it subtracts right hand operand from your left hand operand, just like in a and b. Okay, when I write it a minus b, which is given here, okay, in that case b is get subtracted from your a. This is the meaning. Okay, or from a, who is getting subtracted? B is subtracted. It means from right side operand, your left side operand is we are subtracting there. Okay, so here the result will get 20 minus 40, that is minus 40. Then multiplication, which again operates as like your plus operator, where it multiplies the values on either the sides of your operator, like a into b give us now 20 into 40, the result is 800. Okay, then division, where it divides your left hand operand by right hand operand. Okay, like example is given, it is b divided by a, will give you the result 2. Okay, so here your we divide that b by a here. Okay, see, then another thing, one more operator is available, which is known as a mod operator or modulus operator. Please understand, in mod operator what happened, division operator generally gives us the quotient. Okay, it gives us the quotient, but whereas I'm going to use mod operator in my program, then actually it returns the remainder. Please remember, it returns the remainder means it gives us the remainder value. Suppose I do like this, if I'm dividing 40 by 20, then my answer obviously as a quotient will be what? uh, uh, 2, that is 22 is 40, so I my answer will come 2. But when I will do the same thing with the help of this modulus operator, then I will not get the answer as a 2, though I am writing same as like my division operator. Okay, the representation may be same, but when I say mod, I will get its remainder. So when I will divide 40 by 20, I know that my division will come 2 or quotient will come to there, but my remainder will be 0. So to get the remainder value 0, we are going to use this mod operator. Okay, see, then here a simple example by which I would like to just show you, okay, how it works here as a part of your this particular one. Okay, we'll take this code and we'll go here, yeah, in our ABAP editor. Okay, so I'll do this point, yeah, I'll just paste it here. Hope this screen is visible to each and everyone, right? Okay, sorry, it is too much now. Okay, fine. So I'm just showing you the code here. See that, see, all of you understand here, here inside the data statement, right? See, when I want to declare the variable, now please recall how we are declaring the variable. First we are writing the variable name, then we are writing type, we are mentioning what type of variable it is. See, here it is written I, means it is an integer type of variable that I want to declare, and what value is assigned to it? Initially I have been assigned the value 150 to it. Okay, similarly, if I want to declare the b variable, I have been declare b type I value 50. Okay, then again I want to take that value into the result variable. So again I need to define what exactly my result, will it be integer, will it be float type, or any other. So I'm declaring result type, and that it's type as an integer again. Okay, so remember the syntax of ABAP variable declaration once again: variable name, type, then its type you are going to mention, and if any value is assigned, then value. And if you don't want to give any value to that variable, just like here for this result, we don't know what kind of result will come. So in general, how we declare it? Result type I. Okay, see, all of you please understand, I can write all these things. A type I value 150, then I can write B type I value 50, and then again result type I dot on the same line. This is the single line, but just for your understanding, we are making it separate, okay, by just in this way. Okay, so these are the three different statements, but this data statement is started here and ended at this particular dot. Okay, so after this I, we have been given here a dot on the line number 3. So what I want to calculate, I just want to calculate result of A divided by B, and I just want to display that result on my new line. So this right comes with various variations. On that day, what we did, to display the result here, we could write like this, right, colon and then result. This can be possible, or even like this, which one was earlier here. Okay, right, and then this your slash and then result. Okay, let us check the answer for this program. Yeah. Are you getting the answer here at the end? See that the code is executed and I'm getting answer 3 because it's a division operator. Now they have given us which operator again, one more. Let us see here. They have been specified which operator were mod operator, right? So in mod operator, what they have been said, see, we have been used this as a division. Now let us see mod as a modulus. Okay, because this is the particular case. I just want to show you this is a particular case that we want to handle with the help of mod now. Okay, so here let us check. It may be supported, may not be here, but we'll check it. See that it has been supported. Now my answer is changed. You may be able to see here that now instead of answer 3, the division of 150 divided by 50, definitely remainder will come 0. So it has been shown 0. Okay, I'll take another one where remainder will not be a 0. It may be something else. Okay, let us just change this value 150 as a 151 and then apply the mod on it, and let us run the code. Okay, see that now you are getting here only reminder. Okay, no actual answer. So this way, and okay, we have been taken result here. Now what I will do, I'll write one more statement here. Okay, result type I. What we'll do here, we'll give the comma. I'll continue for result, another again type. Okay, see, we cannot declare two variable with the same name. I'm making now another one as a result 1, and its type is again, we'll take integer. So I have been kept here I, and now I'm giving dot. Okay, so my first result, this variable will give me the value for this division for a minute, and second one, okay, second my statement will give me what here, control C, I'll do control V. Okay, here I'll make it result 1 and then mod. Okay, now for the second time I'm using mod, right? Then once it is done, sorry, okay, mod, I have to capital. Okay, then now I'm printing here result like that. Let us take one more right and then display my result 1, because in result I'm getting my first value A divided by B, and in result 1 I'm capturing its mod value. Okay, so let us run this code and let us see the final output. I may get my result as a division result, maybe float if I declare it as a float. Okay, say I'm getting now different answer with division and mod. So please remember, when you are going to see it, it is very we can say the minor thing, but it sometimes plays very important role when you are going to define, you are going to write or create a program. You need to specify exactly what other people need, okay, or what is their requirement. According to that, you have to use these operators. So these are your arithmetic operators. So I'm repeating the arithmetic operator: plus, subtraction, then your multiplication, division, and your final one is a modulus, okay, or mod, you can say, right? So now we'll move for the next type of operators which are supported by your ABAP programming. The next type of operators are your comparison operators. Okay, which operators? Comparison. So now let us discuss the various types of comparison operator. Okay, as like your arithmetic operator. See that in this now things are somewhat different. Somewhat different in this case, right? In C language, the first operator which is shown over here to everyone, okay, this operator actually in C language known as your assignment operator, but in your ABAP the same operator is known as equality operator. And if you compare, please don't do this, stop the annotation please, because we all are the professionals. Don't click on the annotation there. Okay, so when I'm saying this equality test operator, the first operator is given in comparison operator of your ABAP is your equality test operator. See that in your C language the same operator is known as assignment operator, where we just give the value to any variable. But in C language we never use this particular assignment operator as an equality. In C language the equality operator is different. Okay, it is different. Okay, see that what it happened when I'm using this equality test comparison operator in ABAP, it checks if the value of two operands are equal or not. So we just do the comparison, okay, whether two values are equal or not, right? And there is an alternative form available for this equality operator in ABAP, that is known as EQ. So in few programming codes of ABAP you may find EQ is written. So EQ is equality, to check the equality. It is just like, suppose imagine you are developing one ABAP program for one of the organization, and what, see, sorry, just a minute. Okay, I'm back here. See that they're used to, if you are writing a code for an organization and what that organization want to do, suppose they want to find out the data which is in, suppose I'm saying they want to compare two different data fields together. Okay, it may be first one, maybe I'm saying they are capturing the values for two different cars for decision making. Okay, that average of first car with, and then second field is again average of second car, and they're entering the model name, everything, and when it comes for average, then at the end they want to show the result, okay, which car is better, okay, which is having more average, or is it equal, then they can use these kind of operators over there. Okay, so here now I would like to show you the same thing. Why I'm saying in C language it is not used for your equality or for testing purpose. In C language it is used for assignment. Okay, let us take one simple example, you'll get an idea here. Okay, I'll open this online C compiler for your understanding. Just take we'll take a look and we'll come back. Okay, see that I'll use this. Okay, see that this is a code. What I'll do now, I'll just declare here one variable, okay, int a, and I'm assigning the value to it, suppose 5, then int b, and I'm assigning to value b as a 7. Okay, just taken as example. And in this C now, in this particular code of your C programming, okay, I'm just going to now here compare with the help of if loop. Suppose if, okay, I'm just putting a is b, okay, then here I'm going to print what, printf, okay, equal. Okay, just take an example, equal, okay, here I'll put the semicolon, and then once it is done, okay, I just want to do it this much. Okay, and now if now for your understanding I'm just keeping now the value for b is also 5. So what answer you are expecting? You are expecting this if loop should be executed, and on a screen we should get what answer, what answer, anyone please, what we should get on a screen if that if loop is executed in this C program? What answer you are expecting? Because if you see here, yes please,
Equal.
yeah,
Equal.
we are
B
expecting,
equal to 5 is equal to
that we are expecting. No, directly, because in printf I have been kept only in double quote equal, so it is expected, it will highlight only this word on this output window. Okay, but if then again one more I'm putting that, oh, it's not working. Okay, I'm just putting this. Now let us see. So we are expecting that we should get the answer, what, that which is written in inside the brackets of that if loop. But now when I'll execute this, now see all of you, okay, it has been given me equal then oh, it's not working. Okay, both the things that it has been printed. But when I'm putting this one, okay, then as a part of C program, right, this is an assignment. I have been just done the assignment. Now here this assignment is okay, that it is performing that assignment. But if I'll do now this, okay, and then I'll run this code, see that once again I'm getting that answer. Now here I'll comment because this is get executed again and again. So instead of this, what I'll do, I'll say else, and I'll put here brackets for this else loop, and inside this let us put now the value 7 for a minute. Okay, so then I'm expecting now it should go for what, second part. Okay, it should go for my now second part. Okay, let us check. Yeah, it is now moving for the second part, right? Now when I'll use this and then I'll run, in that case also, okay, see what is happened. What is happened now? I'm not using, okay, double equal sign here. Then as per the C program, as a execution of this first, it gives me equal. But whether 5 and 7 are equal, tell me.
No.
No, right? Then
No, sir.
yeah, then this program should give me the second answer, printf. Oh, it's not working. Okay, but now when I will do this, now see that when I'm putting this 2 times equal sign here, okay, now let us see the answer. Okay, oh, it's not working, means it means that now your value 7 is greater. A and B are not now equal. Please understand. So in C language, okay, this equality operator is different as compared to this ABAP. In ABAP, only this equal sign is enough for you to do that comparison. Okay, A and B is not true. Okay, you can put this particular condition. If yes, then condition becomes true, otherwise it is not true. Okay, you are just cross verifying whether A and B are equal. But in our case, why it is said here AB is not equal, is not true? Because here please understand, A's value is taken here in this our discussion 20 and B's value is 40, so they are not equal, so we'll get the answer not true. Okay, see in this scenario, then next is inequality test. It is just see that either you can use this symbol inequality, okay, and then you can use directly the keyword that is ne. You can write ne there. Okay, see in this scenario, these first two operators, okay, actually it is known as this symbol is known as horseshoe icon. Okay, now how it is typed, it is just typed with your greater than and equal to sign. So you may say, sir, is it really necessary to tell us? Is it it's a great less than and greater than sign? Because I know that when students will start their programming, now most of the students stuck up. Okay, they struggle with this. Just so it's my prime duty. I should make you aware about all these minor things here. Okay, so they are used just like your equality operator to test whether those two are unequal or equal. So in our case, where A is 20 and B is 40, okay, this condition is true, that is they are unequal, they are not equal values. Okay, another point is here. Okay, I'll take it somewhere below. Okay, see, yeah, another point is here like greater than test. Okay, you can use this greater than sign or you can use the word GT. See, I'm highlighting for you this particular point. So greater than you can use or GT. Again, in that case, in our example, A is not greater than B, so A greater than B, this condition becomes false, or I can say it is not true. Okay, see then less than, again in that case it is like our C programming, less than. So instead of, you can use that less than sign, or you can go for LT, that is less than test. Okay, so here again you know that in our case now A is 20, B is 40, so definitely 20 is less than 40 in our scenario. Okay, then next one is your greater than or equal to. Okay, for that here in your ABAP the provision is you use this greater than or equal to sign, or simply use an alternative form as a GE. Okay, capital G. So it is greater than or equal to. So again, A is 20, B is 40. So our case A greater than or equal to B is again false. It is not true there. Okay, then next one is your less than or equal test. You can use LE there, and in our example now you can feel that A is 20 and B is 40, so A is less than or equal to. Obviously a is less because a's value is 20. Okay, and it is less than your that is 40. Okay, apart from that, now the next change, please all of you understand carefully. This is the change in your ABAP. Here we are having one more test option known as interval test, which is something different, which you may not know up till now as a part of any programming language. But now please understand what is this change. In this one, you can check whether a particular value is lies between a range. Okay, imagine, suppose company want to find out the employees in their organization. Okay, the particular employee's salary is in between a slot, means a salary of, I can say monthly salary, or whether salary is in between the 50,000 to 60,000, or whether that employee's salary is in between maybe 80,000 to 1 lakh. So if I want to check out, then how I can check that particular individual employee's salary? Like this, I will put that salary as A1, between A2 will be what, my which first value, suppose I am checking for the slot 50,000 to 60,000, then I will do like this, A1, okay, means that particular person's salary, employee's salary, between A2 will be what, 50,000, and my A3 will be what, 60,000. So I will check whether the A here, now in this case, whether A1 lies in between A2 and A3. Okay, if yes, then condition becomes true. Then we can say yes, this employee lies in between, or his or her salary is in between the slot of 50 to 60,000, like this. So for this purpose, this particular interval test is available. So when I'm checking whether A between B and C, suppose in that case we have been declared A is, suppose I'm saying 20, B is 10, and C is 40. So obviously 20 is lying between your 10 and 40. So this condition becomes true. See, another point is that the next comparison operator is available, which is again different than your normal programming operators, that is initial. So what exactly this is initial comparison operator? See what it do, its condition becomes true if the contents of the variable have not changed, right, and it has been automatically assigned its initial value. See that initial value means what? Now all of you please remember, this particular operator or this particular even keywords you might be observed in our earlier session also. See, is initial generally used to declare a kind of static value or a constant over there. I'm saying that A is initial 20. So when I say like this, A is initial 20, it means that A's value is 20. Okay, and then I'm writing the program, and at the end again somewhere I'm cross verifying whether my age value is modified because of some operations. To do that, I may check with the help of this is initial whether A contains still that 20 value or it is modified. If by this condition I found that yes, it is still as like initially declared or static only, then no issue for me. Okay, so it is important that we can check whether the value of assigned variable is as it is when it was declared, then we can verify it with the help of this is initial comparison operator. Okay, similarly we can go with this is not initial. Okay, so is not initial, it is just opposite to your is initial. Suppose any value change, suppose I initially declared A is initial 20, but later on I performed some operations on A, so A's value is now instead of 20, now it is showing me 10. So what I'll say, yes, it is not now as like initially declared, now its value is changed. So that can be checked with the help of this is not initial. My dear friends, when we are working with the data or different data types, this note is most important. Let us understand the meaning of this note here. See, if the data type or length of the variable does not match, understand the meaning. If the data type or length of the variable does not match, first let us see data type. It means that my one of the variables data type is integer and another is float. In that case, what will happen? The data type of first and second is mismatching in that case, or the second is length of the variable. In that case, suppose my first data is of fixed length type and second is maybe variable length, then can I match them, or first data require only 2 bytes of size and second require 4 bytes of size. In that case, what your this ABAP editor or this programming language is doing, see, it do the automatic conversion. Okay, what it do? It perform that automatic conversion. Now what is this? See, it automatically do the data type adjustment. Okay, what it do? Automatically it do that data type adjustment. Either it do for the both the variable or only for one variable. It manages its value. Okay, see how it do it? While comparing the two values of the different data types. So when you are comparing, during that time it manages. Suppose my first value is 10 and another value is 15.25. So it is very clear that first value is an integer, but second value is a float type. So how to compare them? See, when we are comparing two things, what we need? We need some common factors over there. See, if I'm saying that, okay, somebody's height is, suppose I'm saying 5.5 inch, and at the same time I'm saying, okay, somebody's weight is 60 kilogram. So can I compare the weight with the height? No. Okay, so it is a mismatch, complete mismatch. So how are they doing? When I'm going to compare weight, I must have the another weight there as in my value. Okay, when I'm comparing height, I must have the another value, a point or parameter as height only, no another parameter. Okay, so it also do that way, but it is an automatic conversion. Please remember here how this is automatic conversion is happened. In that case, there is a preference order of the data type. Now what is this order of preference? Here, see that if your one field is of type I, means integer, then the other is also converted to that integer only. Suppose my first value is 10 and second value is 15.25, then second will also consider only its integer component, not its fractional or its that floating component. Okay, so 10 will be compared with 15, not that with that 15.25. Another point is here, see that if one field is of your packed number like type P, then the other is also converted to that type P. Okay, another example is given, if one of the field is your type D, then the other field is also converted to your type D. But most important point, your C and N types are not converted and they are compared directly. Okay, it is very similar with your that text type. They are compared directly, they are not converted. Okay, see, when you will go for next type of programming, you will get an idea as to why they are not converted, because one is character type, another is number type. I cannot do that kind of comparisons over there. Okay, or that kind of auto convergence in between those values. Another point, if one field is of type N, means number, and the other is of type C or X. See, please remember, type C is for your character and X is for byte value or it is for hexadecimal. So then both the type fields or both the fields, they are converted to whom? Type P. Please remember, these are the questions you may face during your certification exam. So please focus on that. So here I am saying that if my one field is of type N, this is very exceptional case, and other type is of type C or maybe hexadecimal or your byte value, then both the fields, means your type N as well as your type C, these both the fields are converted to your type P, means your packed number, right? Another point, if one field is of type C, means one data type is of type C, one value, and another value is of your type X, means one is character, another is your byte value or hexadecimal value, then your X type, means your hexadecimal value, is converted to your type C, means to the character. Okay, they convert it and they show it. Now for this purpose, let us understand this small program. Here I have been taken data A type I value as 115, B type I value as your 119. So what we did, we have been assigned value 115 to your A and 119 to your B, and then I'm checking here condition. See how to write the condition. See, usually in C language, just right now I have been shown you one example. When I was using this if loop, say I was following the syntax of that C programming. Okay, so I followed like this. I have written if keyword, then parenthesis bracket, then test condition, closing of parenthesis bracket, then opening your braces, then your statements, and then closing brace for this if loop. Now how it is written in your ABAP? Definitely we are going to learn about the loops in your or all these control statements in your ABAP. But right now, as a part of our discussion, where we are, let us just observe carefully. I'm just copying it. See that. Now when I'm saying if A LTB, Now what I have been used, I'm not using here less than sign, I'm directly using LT as my alternative form, less than. Then B dot, see that this statement is ended here itself. So in C programming, we never close if loop, while loop, do while, for loop with the help of that semicolon. Actually, we write the complete block of the code and then we run it. But in ABAP, you observe here, every statement we are ending with this dot. Okay, this if is started here, everyone please observe carefully. It is ended here after this B value means second operand. Then I am writing here that A is less than B. In that single quote I am putting A is less than B, then dot, but end if. So if is started here, but end if is not ending with that dot. Okay, let us see, are we getting any error or it is executing our this program? Dear student, are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now see here, I have been taken that program here. So I have been just kept here for your understanding. Now I'm running this program. Oh, unable to interpret B. It is saying that unable to interpret your B here. Possible causes of the error include incorrect spelling or com. Okay. So let me check where is the mistake we have been made. It is data, no issue. A LTB, A is type I, value 115, no issue. B is also declared, right? Then I'm writing if here, correct. A LTB. So let us check if we remove this, can we get the comparison? Oh, it is, see that in ABAP, putting the dot is expected in this condition. I just wanted to check it. Okay, so it is confirmed. Okay, so I got the B value here. It is kept here, B value. Now let us find out, because everything, if you observe carefully, in this particular case, it is written in data. That's why we may face that error. Yes, it is expected after this. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll put it here somewhere. I'll remove it from your if data point and we'll keep it separately.
The whole code is not good. Actually, it is very.
Yes. Okay, it is expected again dot here after this. Let us check it. Yeah. Yes, we got that result. So end if is also ended with this dot. Okay. Yeah. A is less than B. I got my result now. A is less than B. See that earlier it was inside this data segment or data statement. So I've been separated all these statements, and even end if we have been closed with this dot. Yeah. See that this is a point that we have to remember. We are ending everything with this dot here. Okay. So now I have been just made it as a LT here. Okay. Whether A is less than B. Now suppose somebody says, okay, I want to check equality. Then put this A. If A is B, then just say that A is equal or A is equal to B. Okay. Just like in maths we are talking about. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Let us check it and run it. Right, we are not getting any output, which means now our if loop is not executed here. Okay, what we'll do, we'll write one more statement for our understanding. Okay, so that we'll get an idea really it is running. Okay, okay, I'll do here, if A is not equal to B, let us print A is not equal to B. A contains here our 115 value, B is with that your 119. See that I'm getting here answer A is not equal to B. Now let us do one example here. Let us do the conversion for our auto type conversion. I have been taken first value for A variable as 115.25 and B's value as 119. Okay, see that, let us how it will be done. Okay, oh, it is saying that, see that comma without preceding colon. Okay, that 25 then dot 25. Now see this this is now playing a role. Okay, is it a case that you want to show? Okay, I'll do here like this. Let us check what it will give us. See, yeah, it is saying that it is invalid. The statement, it is asking that the statement 25 is invalid, right? Because check the spelling and all these things it is saying to me. Okay, let us do it. See, do the errors in your program. I know that when you will see the actual code or correct code now, you will never find out or you will never realize what kind of errors or possible errors are coming. See, purposefully I am showing you these kind of syntax error messages. When you will start doing your practice now, you should get an idea, okay, what was that error, what was I was missing, okay, and how it is. Because when you go on SAP logon, it will also highlight the error. Sometime it will show you in console that like what we are displaying in this run ABAP code online editor. Similarly, you may get some errors. You should be able to tackle them with respect to their particular message and its meaning. Okay, see that in this scenario, now when I'll move for the first letter part here. See here, they have been given the same as example. Okay, now we were talking about this. If A is initial, right? A is assigned. Okay, see in this case, if now what I'll do now, I'll just take it and let us check in this code. And one more thing you might be observed, one more thing, all of you please remember, I'm not putting any program name here. So please understand, by default our this ABAP online editor is having that default program name already saved. Okay, so that's why we are able to execute our code directly. Now let us check it for this particular one, which I haven't kept it here. Okay, just a minute. Okay, this condition, this comparison, is it going to be happen? Yeah, it is showing me that your A is assigned. Okay, here A is assigned. So we are not doing anything, we are just giving A of type integer variable. So I have been just made it as A type I. So if A is initial, so it's data type or that particular is assigned. Okay, your type is assigned here. So it is mentioned by this A is assigned. This right statement gives us this particular point clear as a part of our discussion. Okay, so you here a lot of things we can do. Now the next type of operators in your ABAP, they are your bitwise operators. Okay, I'll show you. I'll give the code of each and every operator there, which we are discussing right now. Okay, I'll post it on your group. Okay, a small code like this. Tomorrow I'll post it for each and every operator there. Okay, you will be able to see. Okay, this is the code for less than, equal to. Okay, small coding. Even you can practice it. Okay, no issue. I'll give it to you. See that your ABAP, it also provides us what various bitwise logical operators. Okay, and what they are saying, that can be used to build your Boolean algebraic expression. See, this is very important. The bitwise operators we can combine even in complex expressions, like using the parentheses and so on. No issue. But here, understand there is a difference between your comparison operator and bitwise operator. When we go for the bitwise operator, in bitwise operator, the operators named are like this. See that they are working generally with your bits. So bit is what? Bit is simply a short form of your binary digit. Okay, when I'm saying bit, then it is simply a short form of your binary digit. So when I'm saying binary digit, we know that in binary, how many maximum possible digits are there in binary? Only two, 0 and 1. So to deal with this particular one, we need this bitwise operator. Okay, at some time, at granular level or at the very lowest level in your computer, we want to verify the values or we want to do the operations. So in this scenario, they have been given your unary operators. Okay, that flips all the bits in hexadecimal number to the opposite value. Now here it is given. Suppose you want to apply this operator bit not. Okay, so what it do? It actually, bit not means what? It is giving, suppose there is a value is given by them like 1010, and again it is 1010. I'll undo this. Yeah, so if you observe carefully, what is this 1010? In hexadecimal, 1010 is represented by A, means in decimal it is a value 10, and so it is repeated again, so it is AA. Actually in hex it is AA, that is converted. Okay, this value is converted in its binary. Okay, I think you may know very well how to convert any binary number with the help of shortcut method into hexadecimal. Okay, what we do, we do the grouping of 4 digits together. So what I will do, I will start the grouping from my left side. So I will do the grouping of this 1010 together, the next 1010, and I will check the value in hexadecimal, its equivalent, and I will put it. Okay, so that method you can use and you can get it. So what this bit not operator is doing, actually it is going to replace, or it is going to convert your 1 by 0 and 0 by 1. So if you observe carefully, this AA value in hexadecimal, okay, and if you don't know this now, there is one more way is available to understand your hexadecimal value. Just take a calculator. Okay, see, then see, let us clarify the concepts, because here we are not just covering the above, but these small things will help you. Okay, I'll take here, instead of standard, let us take programmers here. Okay, see that here the values hexadecimal, decimal, oct, and binary. So in this particular one, if I want to put that value, like what it was saying, they were saying about AA. Okay, so I'm selecting hexadecimal. See, once I select hexadecimal, I'm able to get here this value AA. Now see, in binary, you might be observed here in binary, it is showing me 10101010. Okay, so in this way, this 1010 will be, now it will be compared. Okay, when I'm saying bit not AA, then all these values of my binary number are get changed. Okay, so 1 will become here, if I'm saying now binary. Okay, let me put the binary. See that when it is binary now, I cannot type 1 or other than 0 and 1 values in my calculator. Okay, so what it is saying, 0 1. Okay, let us convert 0 1. Okay, then again 0 1. Okay, next value, see, all of you observe here, it is happening here. Okay, again next is 0 1. Again your 0 1. How many times it is? Yeah, see, now it is 4 times we have been done. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I think one is more left, so last value was 0. I'll put it here. Okay, so this result we are getting as a part of your this not operator, like, see, it is shown here. So this is the use of your bitwise operator. Okay, like this bit not, there is a bit and we can compare two values together with the help of bit not. I can compare AA with AB. Okay, and then I can get the result with the help of this bit and operator. And in and operator, we know that when two values are equal, suppose I'm saying my first bit is 1 and second bit is 1, then only my final result will be again 1. But if my first bit is 1 and second is 0, in and we are getting 0 result. Then XOR, I think everyone knows about this exclusive OR. Okay, that we are using again to compare the each field bit by bit using this Boolean XOR or exclusive OR operator. Like that, there is OR operator also available. Now see, in this case, I'm showing you this truth table. I'm showing you, everyone knows. See, we all are the computer, IT, and electronic student. I think everyone knows about these values A, B as an input and output as here and OR and XOR. So you can observe, when all the values are 0, then and or XOR all gives us the result 0. But when any one value is true, means 1, then and always give the result 0, but OR and XOR gives us value 1 1. Again, in that another case, if opposite is there, anyone again is true and other is false, again results are same as like the previous case. But when your both the values are 1 1, in that case and an OR will give us the result 1, but XOR will give the value 0. So this everyone knows about. So to get the results in this way, we can use these bitwise operators in your ABAP. Apart from that, there is a new type of, or I can say new operators, they have been given in the form of character string operator. See, they are very interesting in ABAP. I found it very interesting as compared to other programming. In C language, you have to do a lot of things there while dealing with the strings. But in ABAP, they have been provided very simple operators to handle them. Just a minute. So what they did, see that the first operator which they have been said as a part of your character string operator is contains only. What is that? Contains only. Now what it do? It just checks whether A is composed of that characters in B, whether A is available in that B string or not. That you can check. Okay, suppose I'm saying that Sanjivani College of Engineering, for an example. Okay, for an example here, Sanjivani College of Engineering, and my A value is Sanjivani. So I may say that, okay, A CO B. Now A is suppose Sanjivani and B is Sanjivani College of Engineering. Definitely my result will be true for that, and it will show me yes, Sanjivani is composed of, or it is available in my that string B there. Okay, then CN is opposite of that, that is not contains only, where you are going to check whether A contains characters that are not in B. So whatever the characters in my A string, are they available in my B string? Suppose I'm saying Sanjivani, so it's definitely Sanjivani is available. But if I'm saying that suppose Sanjeevani College of Engineering, and I'm putting there one word. Okay, we'll take that education. So whether education is available, suppose my A string is education, is it available in that Sanjeevani College of Engineering? That you can easily check and say that okay, it is not available. Okay, so comparison with the string is very easy. Then contains any. So if in my first string, see that it checks whether A contains at least one character of B. Okay, suppose my first word is education and second is my College of Engineering. Okay, in that you may find at least few characters of my first string, like E is available. So it will say yes, it is available in your that second string. Okay, then like that not contains any. Similarly, you can find whether any character of my first strings are available in the B strings or not. That you can verify with this NA. Okay, similarly, the contains string, whether your A contains that character string B or not, that you can verify with the help of CS, right? Similarly, not contains string, that is given by this your NS. Okay, see currently just let me go through this. We'll take an example, you will get an idea. Then contains a pattern. See, sometime what happened, you have been given a data and in that you want to find out a particular pattern. Okay, now take an example. Suppose an organization want to find out when customers are giving suppose they're in grocery details. Grocery means like a kirana. Okay, so they want to find out from this shop or from our industry which particular products people like most. Suppose that industry is having different kinds of groceries there. Okay, in that case you may say the grocery, like in that lot of things are there. Okay, people are buying suppose sugar from that industry. Okay, then maybe if you are buying that milk products, so if in the grocery list of mine that key, okay, there is a sugar your string is available, milk product is available, again in your grocery list also same thing is available, then that organization can decide a pattern. What is a pattern of product buying of the people? They can decide that, and see, it is very useful. It is just like you might be seen on Amazon also. When you are purchasing something, okay, suppose you are purchasing the headphones for your own mobile phone. Okay, or then what happened at the below, you are getting, they are highlighting one thing. See that people may also bought, and then those particular items which are associated with the headphone, they may show the mobiles, they may show then again some devices, Wi-Fi devices, or maybe some other that your plugs and all, everything they are showing one by one. So what it indicates, it means they are understanding the pattern. Okay, whatever the users are observing on that online shopping, they are observing the patterns through their database. They find out the details and then they come up with the different marketing strategies so that more and more product will be sell out through their online portal. See, this is very simple thing. You may say, sir, it's just we are going to check a pattern, what is there? But it plays a very important role when it comes for a big organization and for big applications. Okay, see, similarly, there is not contains pattern. Okay, then you can decide, okay, whether A does not contain any pattern from that B or not, that can be identified here with the help of this your not contains a pattern. Your which operator we are talking right now? Here we are talking about character string operator, which is exclusively available in your ABAP. In other languages we are finding in a different way. Okay, so please remember this particular point as a part of our discussion today. And then see that I'm just going to show you one example as a part of our discussion today. Let us take this example and let us run it now. Okay, we can do a lot of modifications by your end also. Yeah, okay, see that first. Now please remember, I think you are remembering, this is a kind of representation for an array type here. So here I'm having P of 10. Okay, P inside the bracket 10. In C language, how we will write that P of 10? We write P inside the square bracket 10. So that will become an array. So here its type is C, means character array I'm doing, and which value I'm putting initially? Apple. So in this string P, I'm getting first value or first string as apple. Then second string I'm copying in Q. Okay, then I'm putting again its type C, value chair, and I'm checking here. See that if P CAQ dot. Okay, so what is this? PCAQ. Now CA is what? Okay, remember, we have to remember these points. Okay, you have to remember these abbreviations. CA is what? Please say that. CA4 contains any character. Okay, see, once again I am repeating all these things here. Okay, let us do it. Cn not contains only, Co contains only, Ca we have been taken here contains any. Okay, let us check whether this apple and here. So I'm just printing that P contains at least one character of Q. Okay, I'm checking in P whether it contains any character of Q or not. Okay, so if you observe here, are you finding any character there which is contained by chair in apple? Yeah, a character. Okay, a character is available there, right? So let us print it. Are we getting that result or not through our execution? Yeah, see that P contains at least one character of Q, so it is available. Now what I'll do, I'll remove that A from it. So okay, and I'll just put these three characters CHR in the Q. Okay, let us check. Okay, I think what happened? Which character is there again? Suppose HR simply. P contains at least one character of Q, right? It is executing once again, but I should not, we should not get the result here, right? Now yeah, I'll not put anything here. Let us see whether space is containing. Okay, actually it is printing that, coming in that. Okay, I'll change the sequence in other way. Let us check Q C A P. Now what happens here? See, try to do these experiments. We are getting the same result again because we are comparing in that. Now I think it might be copied earlier when we were checking it with the help of this. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll keep it here, chair as it is. No issue. I don't want to change this Q, but I want to take one more string here. Okay, like here, I'll give the comma. I'll come to the next line. I'll put R. Okay. Okay, just to avoid the confusion, I'll take S again of size 10. Okay, type C, and its value will take value as a in a single quote I'm mentioning here. Okay, there would not be a combination of any of these, so I'll make different combinations. Suppose D F G H. Okay, this one more string I'm taking here. I'll close this. Yeah, and then like this comparison, we'll do one thing, one more copy. We'll do copying of this and we'll try to modify it. Yeah. Okay, if okay, then R contains at least one character of P. Okay, contains any. This is the meaning, contains any, or I'll say or contains. Okay, only if we'll take contains. Okay, let us see CA only. Okay, sorry, no one has prompted me, sir. You have taken yes, not R there. Okay, because I have not declared R variable. I haven't declared yes. See that? That's why this one was the error. Field R is unknown. It was not able to find out. Its meaning is very clear. It means you are not declared that variable and you want still you are using in your code. Okay, understand the meaning. Means that variable was undeclared. Now let us run. See, I am getting here first execution. P contains at least one character of Q and S contains at least one character of P. It is okay. We'll verify this how exactly the result is like this in this scenario. Okay, it contains any. Let us see its meaning once again. A not containing B. Okay, check whether A contains at least one character of B. Okay, so it must give us the result. In the first case it is containing, in the second case it is not containing. Okay, so it is given here by this NA, that is not contains any, whether checks whether A does not contain any character of B. Okay, let us do the experiment again here. Instead of this I'll use NA. and then I'll say yes does not contain any character of P. Any character of P. Okay. Permit. Will we get the same result? Yeah, see that now here in this first case we are getting an output as P contains at least one character of Q, and in the second case it is saying that, okay, see when the result is true then we are getting that particular answer. If it is not, then we are not getting it. It means that is clear, it is not containing any character for this particular one. Okay, see then like this I'll try to use CO. Let us check the CO. Okay, see that I'm not getting any result for this. So it is, we know the meaning of CO is very clear, that is contains only, it is not containing. Okay, that anything from first your string there, in the second one, so it is highlighting accordingly. Okay, so then a pattern can be shown here, can be identified here. Okay, so these things I have been just kept in front of it as part of our today's session. Today we just discuss about the various operator. Please revise the things related to the operator, take the different examples. If you are not able to write currently able to implement from your side, you refer online, get some code snap, execute it, and understand them how it works. Okay, try to do it. I will also share the examples of this each and every operator to you, and tomorrow in tomorrow's session we'll go for the various controls, means your loops, how the loops are written. Like here we came across with one, that is if loop. So in that case how we'll go for others also, that part we'll discuss tomorrow. We'll take few more examples there, see, and then we'll move ahead there, right? So I think now this is enough. See that we are at very initial or primary level of ABAP. Yeah? I'm just explaining you about ABAP programming language. For this ABAP module, even other things are really important, like in database. Yesterday's session we discussed about that data dictionary. Again, in data dictionary there are the various components, like tables are there, your domains are there, data elements are there. So again you have to go in depth, because later on everything will come up together. Okay, another point is what, see when even have been shown the use of write here, but with the help of write also there is a way you can even draw the tabular format or various lines together, and you can show the table with the help of that write itself. Okay, a graphic you can show with the help of these kind of statements there in ABAP module. Another one, along with this, please all of you revise the few concepts related to the C++. I came across in ABAP there is an object oriented concepts are available, because currently we are dealing with your what, your workbench, ABAP workbench. Okay, fundamentals we are dealing, but when we'll go for ABAP workbench for advanced parts, you should have the knowledge of your that object oriented programming. Okay, so that part you please keep in mind. So for today we'll stop here, and yeah, that's fine. And tomorrow once again we'll meet to discuss on your various loops in your or decision control statements in your ABAP programming. So thank you everyone for today's session. I'll stop here. Okay.